Hey all, welcome back to Pardee Shop Shenanigans. I am Bob. Just Bob, that works. And these are my shenanigans. We've been working on my son's 1987 Chevy van, his adventure mobile. And you've got to know Logan's never been a guy that wants to do a lot of mechanical stuff. He's been more the outdoors, hang with his friends and whatnot. So it does an old dad heart good here to have a project like this to work on together. This weekend he came out. We were going to do some work with some sound deadening and handful of things. And well, wife and I take off for a couple hours and come back and discover he's been hard at it. So we've got some video here that Logan shot on his own. I think you'll find it entertaining. I don't know where he gets his dance moves from. Not me.
What's up, guys? It's Logan Different Camera Angle here, otherwise known as Seed of Bob, otherwise known as Logie Meatball Stain. A fly landed on my shirt. Today, we're going to be doing a couple things while my dad's away at church. I've got some sound deadening Silas brand I started putting up last night, and there's also these crossbars we just finished painting to put on top, and I'm going to cut up some little rubber squares to put in between it and the roof for water retention and scratch guard. So, short order today, just doing some things while Daddy's away. I'm gonna get my dad way more subscribers because I've got dance moves. You can just edit these in wherever you want, Dad. Just take a little snippet, throw it anywhere you want in the video. That's all I had. You can see our crossbars here. I got finished painting last night. They're a little scuffed up from where they were sitting on the table sliding around, but that's fine because we're going to have 2x6s going over them. You can see how close the match is to the original GM paint, which is so inspiring. I'm so enthusiastic about that. And all it'll take is a couple years on the road to get more scuffed up and dirty just to match the rest of everything else. So, hoorah. Those are those guys. So, now I'm just going to outline the supports of the crossbar here. Cut them out. And then this will be my rough shape to cut these little pieces of inner tube. Boom. Template, baby. We've got 4 crossbars, 8 pieces of rubber. I threw crossbar number 1 up there with a little piece of rubber under it. Go figure. Wow. So that's all that's for. Hoorah. Easy money. Kapow. Success. So, the next on the docket is the sound deadening mat. You'll see that I've already installed about 6 squares as of last night. They're pretty easy to put in. This is Silas brand 1.3 millimeter sound deadening mat. I picked up 50 square feet on Amazon for about $70. For $70 as well, you can get about 36 square feet of the 4mm Silas mat. And I'll show the difference right now between the unfinished van and my dad's finished and upholstered Jeep. Here's a quick little taste of the 1.3mm deadened strip that I have in the middle of the van roof versus the fully finished and upholstered 4mm version on my dad's Jeep. So it's probably not a very fair comparison to draw between the 1.3mm and the 4 right now, but that's just a little taste of what you'd be getting if you spent the extra $30 like I didn't. In any case, I never had sound deadening. I only had fiberglass insulation and door skin in its previous iteration. So anything I throw in here, I'm going to thank myself for. The 50 square feet was perfect, not accounting for the floor, which we're not going to deaden or do anything weird with. 50 square feet's just about everything that I need for this 1987 Chevy G20. So I'm going to get you up close and personal, and I'm going to throw a little bit more deadening on so you can see what that's like.
Well, let's see how he did. Looks like he did a bang-up job in here, actually. We've got a fair amount of this sound deadening material left over, but Logan took some real time putting this up here, working it up, getting it to fit, no air pockets. When you do sound deadening like this, the idea is to reduce vibration, okay? That's all sound is vibration, okay? When you play a speaker and you watch it bouncing, it's just that vibration moving air. So when you have a big old toaster on wheels like this running down the road and get things moving around, it's going to make a lot of noise. So you add mass, which is what this sound deadener does, and it helps reduce noise. Quite a few sheets left there. We'll probably work a few sheets under the window there, probably some under this window over here. We will, on a different episode, we're going to take apart some door panels, put some in the doors. Those need some work. And then whatever's left over, we'll probably double up what we can right down the middle of the roof of the van. So, good job, Logan. Way to go. American Bandstand. You're safe, like anybody remembers that. But let's take a look at some other footage that Logan and I did put together after he had done this work Sunday afternoon. We cut a hole in the roof and put in the exhaust fan. Let's go check it out. Okay, so we've got a lot of work done here, but for the fact that we're going to put in a roof vent up here in this space, so right up here, kind of hard to point from here. So what's that going to look like? Well, we can see we've got it kind of sitting in place right now. Logan's pondering something. I'm not sure what, but he's the thinking critter. The thinking man. Anyway, we got really lucky because if you look at the placement of this third rail here and you look at where that vent is sitting, had we put this thing any further to the back, we would have had a problem. But as it is, it looks like we may have dodged a bullet. Trying to get a layout on here. Looks like Chevrolet, gasp, planned for these to be installed because you can see this reinforcement stops and continues. I've already marked on here the 11 inches for our cutout, and that means that over here we're going to have to take this rack off when we assemble the exhaust fan to sit down, and then this is going to go kind of over the top of right about over here. So we're going to be pretty close to this being open the way we want it to, but what do you think, Chief? Did we dodge a bullet?
I think so.
Okay. So next steps are going to be Logan is going to take this machine and go and he's going to violate the roof of his van so as to hopefully remain watertight when we're all done. Yeah. What do you think? Confidence?
Confident. I also think this roof has been violated many times before.
I think you're right. There's
See the footprints.
nothing too level and straight about it. That's okay. Ray lives on to tell another tale. All right. Next up will be Logan throwing sparks. And like that, a hole was born. Just like that. Well, yes, this is beyond the point of no return, but there is the hole that we're looking for. He did a great job. Kind of interesting watching old Pardee, young Pardee, the way to cut. What works for me didn't work well for you, did it? You're a hoser. Okay, so we'll file those edges and test fit it. And there we have it. Just sit down in the hole. Obviously a lot of work to do yet, but Logan did a great job cutting this out right on point. We've got a nice fit here of this fan. This will have, I think it's 3 speeds to pull air in, a couple speeds to pull air out. That's going to be huge for him this summer when he's in Moab and it's hot out. This, of course, comes up this way. We've got work to do still to seal that, but we won't be doing the full install until after this stuff is installed in the ceiling. Found a good deal on this fir 1x6 tongue and groove. We're going to do the whole ceiling with that, then make a determination whether we're going to work with the walls or what we'll do. But once that's in, then we can fit the rest of this fan and the housing. But in our next episode, we've got some work to do with power station. Kind of mock up, he'll have a second battery here. We need a charge controller. We're going to run wires up and around since he has an inverter, so that we can have a 110 volt outlet over here. We'll also have some 12 volt outlets over here. That's going to be a shelf top. And then from the top of this sliding window, we're probably going to enclose this up here to make some shelves. Storage is king. We were thinking about maybe putting in some eye bolts, maybe 3 on this side, 3 on this side, so we can run a cable all the way around, tighten that up. Be a lot of room for hanging items. Logan had good luck with his water storage right there last year, so we're going to fab something up to make that work. Bed's going to go across here. We're going to have, we'll have 2 drawers in the bottom. One drawer will come out this way. This drawer will push forward. We've got all kinds of work to do, but next steps are going to be wiring, getting this power center hooked up. We're going to run a cable up front to the alternator so that it can charge via the alternator when it's running. Probably put a 120 volt plug in like an RV plug in, and a power inverter so that, or charge in the charge station, so we can have that charge the batteries as well. All kinds of fun. Well, that's all the fun we're going to have here in the shop on this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for indulging Logan and I in some silliness, because that kind of makes the world go around. That's why we call this Pardee's Shop Shenanigans. Hey, if you would, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We'd really like that. And tell a friend or 10, would you? Spread the word that there's a couple silly guys that are having a good time. And remember, the whole point of Pardee Shop Shenanigans is to have a little fun, step out and do a project that maybe is outside your comfort zone. If it's fixing something that's broke, you can't break it, so don't be afraid to try. Hit the like button if you would. Bring on a subscriber or 2. Tell a friend or 10. We'd love to have you participate. Also, leave some comments, would you? Maybe on Logan's dance moves. Be careful. Whatever you do, be honest, but be kind. Go out and make it a great week. Make somebody smile. You both deserve it. Bob out.